like a restless child being tucked into bed. A blanket of darkness settles over London, an 1800s city of narrow lanes and uneven cobblestones, drawing itself across the rooftops long before the workday ends. Street lamps flicker awake one by one, their glow catching the edges of brickwork, darkened by years of coal, soot, and winter weather. Carriages rumble through the half-light, wheels cutting through thin layers of snow. They gather where the road dips. Shop windows remain open for the moment, spilling warm light onto the street. Clerks move about their counters with tired efficiency, finishing accounts and sweeping floors as customers hurry in for last-minute needs. Before the city gives itself over to evening, fog drifts low, slipping around iron railings and settling in doorways, softening the outlines of the buildings that press close together along the winding streets. Laundry lines hang motionless between windows, stiffening in the cold. Somewhere a kettle whistles. Somewhere else a church bell marks the hour and then fades into the dim. People keep their pace, collars raised, hands tucked inside worn gloves. The hours ask more of them than daylight can provide. And so they push on through the early dark, their breath rising in small white clouds. Christmas Eve lives beneath it all. Quiet, steady, unmistakable. The city carries it in the way doors close a little gentler, in the way strangers glance at one another with a softness not present on ordinary days. At the edge of the lamplight, a woman stands still. She watches the scene unfold with the calm of someone who has walked here many times, yet never quite belonged to the movement around her. The dark gathers around her coat. The lamplight touches her face and then releases it back to shadow. She doesn't rush. She doesn't seem to be waiting for anyone. She simply observes as though the city's shifting light and deepening silence speak to something inside her that has not had words in a long while. If you wish, let your imagination settle with her. See the dimming street, the lanterns catching on falling snow, the half-finished day giving way to evening. Let the darkness fold itself around you as the story prepares to open.
A soul must wander through the night to know the day when day is bright. Before the healing, before the grace, before the heart can lift its face, the winter holds before the morning shadows fall, the spirit waits to change us all. Before the morning, I feel nothing but something calls from far. Before the morning, before the dawn, a soul must walk the night alone and find the path to carry on. Mornings,
The evening deepens, but the darkness hasn't fully claimed the streets. It lingers at the edges, gathering in doorways and drifting along the rooftops as it waits for the final shops to close. The world grows colder by the minute. Not yet night, not quite day, that in-between hour when the city seems unsure whether to finish working or begin celebrating. She stands beneath the lamplight, watching people move through this narrowing band of dusk. Their breath clouds the air as they hurry past her, each step carrying them closer to warmth, to comfort, to whatever waits for them behind their own doors. She remains still. Something in the half-light holds her here, something she hasn't yet understood. Her gaze drifts across the row of windows above the street. Most glow faintly, soft with the last stretch of labor. But one light stands out, steady, unwavering, a warmth that shouldn't exist. In a world slipping so quickly toward cold, she notices it without meaning to. And once she has, she cannot look away. It draws her, quietly, gently, like a memory she never lived, yet somehow recognizes. The evening continues its slow descent, but her attention remains fixed on that single stubborn glow, holding against the coming dark. Inside the building, where that lone light burns, a narrow office steadies itself against the growing cold. The fire is low but still alive, casting a slim ribbon of warmth across the desk, where a day's worth of figures waits to be finished. The air carries the chill of late afternoon, the sort that settles early in winter and lingers longer than anyone expects. Yet the man inside continues his work with patient, familiar care. Ink glides across the ledger, a quill scratches in steady rhythm. Near the floor, a small grate shifts and taps as the remaining coals settle into their glow. Out on the street, the woman lifts her gaze again to the window, the one that has held her attention without explanation. There is something in the movement behind that glass, a steadiness she can sense, even through the soft approaching dusk. A quiet persistence, a warmth held close, a presence that doesn't dim. Even as the world around it leans toward cold, she doesn't know why it matters, only that it keeps her standing beneath the lamplight. Inside, the man adjusts his chair, draws in a breath that fogs faintly in the air and murmurs to himself as he gathers what little warmth he can from the room and perhaps from the day. And here, in this narrow pocket of light, a gentle warmth begins to show. Not from the fire, but from the man who tends it.
Another freezing evening, breath fog in the air, hands wrapped around a teacup like a prayer to keep me there. Coal box overflowing, but the fire's burning low. Funny how a man so wealthy keeps the warmth he doesn't show. Guess Scrooge has worn a winner's face, been stuck there since he's grown. But even wintered hearts, I think, shouldn't freeze the world to stone. Bah humbug, that's the chorus of his day. Bah humbug, seems to chase his joy away. I'll keep the teapot whistling, I'll keep the fire bright, 'cause someone's gotta warm the world while Scrooge keeps cold at night. Kindness keeps its light. Cold drafts through the windows, shaking all my bones. Scrooge walks by like winter, wrapped in ice instead of clothes. People aren't their bitterness, fear lives under frost. Most folks who turn the coldest are the ones who've loved and lost. He covers up a story under layers of bar and spite, but even frozen rivers thaw when morning brings its light. Bah humbug, yeah, he grumbles like he's numb. Bah humbug, like the joy can't reach his lungs. But I'll keep the kettle singing, I'll keep the embers bright, 'cause maybe warmth will find him yet and melt him back to life. But mercy burns more bright. If love can cross the winter, if grace can break the cold, then let some quiet miracle find the man who's growing old. Let all his buried memories rise gentle through the night. Oh, Christmas, bring him mercy and guide him toward the light. The humbug, he repeats it 'cause he's scared. Like the world's too much to bear. But I'll keep hope beside me like a lantern in the night, 'cause even frozen hearts can warm when someone holds them right. But love outshines the night. Bah humbug. Bah humbug, Mr. Scrooge. Merry Christmas to you too.
From her place beneath the lamplight, the woman watches the movement inside the office grow more lively. For the first time since she arrived on the street, its quiet rhythm breaks. A burst of laughter rises from the doorway, bright, unguarded. The sound of someone who refuses to let the cold darken his cheer. A young man steps inside, shaking snow from his coat as though delivering joy itself. His voice carries easily through the glass, full of warmth, full of affection for the man behind the desk. She hears a name tossed into the air with that laugh. Fred. Whatever he says earns a familiar reply, short, gruff, unmistakably irritated. And she learns the second name as it leaves the younger man's lips, spoken with a patience that feels well practiced. Uncle Scrooge. The conversation swells briefly, light-hearted on one side, bristling on the other, even without hearing the words clearly. She senses the contrast, bright insistence pressing against a wall of resistance. A moment later, the door swings again. Two men step in with polite voices and hopeful expressions. Their tones soften as they speak, folding themselves into the role of petitioners. Accustomed to both kindness and refusal, coins are mentioned. Charity, the needs of the season. Their earnestness hangs in the air only for a breath before it strikes something unyielding inside the room. She listens as their hope falters, then gathers itself again. She hears another name, spoken gratefully, not by the office's master, but by the gentler voice within. Cratchit. Moments later, The man bearing that name begins packing his things, quick hands moving with a quiet excitement that seems to warm the space more effectively than the coals at his feet. Papers stacked, ink pots capped, a coat shrugged on with the ease of someone whose thoughts are already a mile away. She doesn't need to hear his words to understand where he is going. There is a lightness to him, a rising energy that gathers the way lanterns gather their glow. Once the wick catches, he steps into the street with a smile that rises into the dusk and disappears around the corner like a blessing carried on the cold inside the office. The noise fades back down to a single presence. She watches the window as it steadies again, the last shapes moving into place before the evening shifts towards stillness. This is the moment when her attention sharpens and the world around her begins to quiet. The last notes of laughter drift down the street, fading into the cold as the city begins to quiet. Evening draws closer, not yet dark, but dim enough that shopkeepers start turning their signs and pulling in their lanterns. Footsteps soften. The day lets go, bit by bit. The woman remains nearby, still as the light thins around her. She listens to the street's gentle settling and lifts her eyes again to the window above. Inside, Scrooge closes his ledger with practiced care. He gathers his coat and hat, movements steady and familiar, and steps into what remains of the daylight. She watches him leave, the tension in his jaw, the guarded way he holds himself as if something in the air has shifted, and he senses it without knowing why. He walks quickly. Sounds reach him differently now. A wheel catching on stone, wind moving through an empty alley, a step that may or may not belong to anyone at all. He glances back once, then again, seeing nothing. He walks faster. The woman follows at a distance, not from intention, but from a quiet pull, a feeling that she has stepped into the outskirts of his world without choosing to. Scrooge reaches his house and closes the door behind him. The noise carries through the hallway before fading into the stillness. He lights a candle. Its flame rises uncertainly, casting long shapes across the room as the house settles around him. A floorboard shifts, a pipe cools, and then a faint metallic scrape slides through the quiet. He stops. The candle trembles in his hand. Outside, the woman hears nothing, yet the air gathers around her, tightening, drawing inward as though something unseen is preparing to show itself. Inside, Scrooge steps farther into the room. The heaviness deepens. He turns slightly toward the window, not because he sees anything, but because he senses a presence, resting just outside the reach of sight. He does not see her, not directly, but some impression of another mind brushes his own. His gaze holds on a point in the dim, drawn without knowing why. He opens his mouth as though to steady himself with words. Something simple, something meant only for the quiet, but a sound in the room rises first. A soft rattle, metal against wood, then another. From a corner that stood empty moments before, Marley takes form, change shifting as he moves through air that no longer warms him. The woman feels the cold of it, as though the moment crosses the walls and reaches her where she stands. Scrooge steps back, stunned by the sight. Marley's warning fills the room, slow and heavy, each word settling deeper into the quiet until the silence holds its breath. The house grows still. The air thickens, and something in the space between Scrooge and the unseen begins to change. It is not sudden. It is not loud. It is the sort of shift that comes when two separate lives move close enough to brush against each other. Scrooge's expression tightens as though a thought rises in him that does not belong entirely to this moment. A memory, a regret, a voice from somewhere he almost remembers. For a breath, he stands outside the man he has been, close to the person he might still become. The woman feels it too, a thin seam opening, a quiet recognition forming in the space neither of them can explain. And here, the next moment begins. It's in that opening where they both become aware that their fates intertwined.
In the tinsel, I hear the chain rattle, chatter, clatter in the rafters. Candlelight refracting as the patterns scatter faster as the shadows gather. Chapters of my past whispering disasters. Laughter shatters my collateral. Chains you forge, three shadows you must face. Link by link, past, present, future to erase. You have a chance to escape my fate. Ghost by ghost pulling you reckonings away. Ghosts in the tinsel, watching me tremble. Past, present, future, reflecting off the silver. Three kinds of spirits drawing near to me, showing how the moments shift like memory. I hear the dread murmur, thunder in the stone. Firelight uncertain as the hours stagger down. As the quiet carves a corridor I own. Quivering alone, every omen sets the tone. Chains I forge, three shadows I must face. Link by link, past, present, future to erase. I have a chance to escape my fate. Ghost by ghost pulling me with reckonings away.
Chains I forge, three shadows I must face. Link by link, past, present, future to erase.
You have a chance to escape my fate. Ghost by ghost pulling me with reckonings away. Chains I forge, three shadows I must face. Link by link, past, present, future to erase. I have a chance to escape my fate. Ghost by ghost pulling me with reckonings away. Ghosts in the tinsel, watching me tremble. Past, present, future, reflecting off the silver. Three kinds of spirits drawing near to me, showing how the moments shift like memory.
Ghost by ghost,
Pulling us with reckonings away.
The last tremor of Marley's presence fades from the room, but the air does not return to stillness. It holds the shape of what just happened, a weight, a vibration, as if the moment hasn't quite decided whether to remain or release its grip. Scrooge stands motionless, breath unsteady, one hand braced against the table as though the world has shifted beneath him. He blinks toward the space Marley filled, a hollow lingering there where the chains had stirred the quiet. For a heartbeat, he looks younger or older, as though the years inside him have rearranged themselves. Outside, the woman steadies her own breath, feeling a trace of the fear that moved through him. Something in that exchange reached her too, not in words, not in sound, but in the way his spirit strained towards something it had long forgotten. She senses it pulling at her as well, a thread drawing tighter between them. Inside, Scrooge wipes a hand across his brow, trying to clear the fog of the moment. He mutters under his breath, not with anger, not with disbelief, but with the troubled confusion of a man who has brushed against a truth too large to name. The candlelight wavers, stretching his shadow along the wall for an instant. He seems to watch his own outline, as if it contains a piece of himself he has not met in many years. Then the room shifts again. The darkness thins, a faint glow moves across the far corner. Not candlelight, not moonlight, something softer, paler, as if time itself has begun to lift a curtain. The woman feels the same glow touch her from where she stands outside, a gentle stirring in the dusk that doesn't belong to the city at all. Scrooge takes a small step back, eyes drawn toward the pale emerging light. The fear is still present, but something else rises with it. Recognition, memory, a distant warmth reaching for him through the years. The light gathers, the room listens, and the first spirit begins to appear. She does not speak. She does not need to. The air shifts around her, softening the corners of the room, lifting the shadows as though memory itself has begun to breathe again. Scrooge watches in silence, caught between dread and a strange familiarity he cannot place. The woman outside feels it too, a gentle stirring that reaches her from inside the walls, as if this spirit touches not only Scrooge's past, but paths she has forgotten in her own. The spirit moves closer, her presence quiet, steady, neither comfort nor warning, but an open doorway into all he once was. The room tilts, the candlelight stretches, and the walls around them loosen, giving way to snow-covered schoolyards and empty desks, to long corridors lined with echoing footsteps, to the boy Scrooge once was, alone at his lessons while the world kept Christmas without him. The spirit leads him onward, guiding him through years he long buried, his sister's bright laughter, Fezziwig's warm-hearted joy, the early spark of ambition that once lit his eyes. The observer sees it unfold with him. She moves along the edges of these memories, feeling their tenderness, their sharpness, their quiet longing. And then the room of memory changes. The spirit stands beside him as a younger Scrooge sits across from a woman he once loved. The lantern glow is soft, but the moment is not. He knows this place, he knows this ache. He has carried it, unnamed, through every year since. His breath falters as the old sorrow opens. Only now does he truly see her. The spirit's face is the face he once held dear, and the recognition moves through him like a long closed door opening on its hinges. The years gather around them, holding the truth he did not keep, and the heartbreak he never healed. And here, in the tender quiet of what he lost, her voice rises.
Memory awakens, snowfall in the silence, softest breath you used to take. Lantern light behind us, glowing on the vows we never made. Time was just a whisper in the gardens where we'd roam. The love of Christmas past, my dear, I always was your home. Forgot the way you held me, but I still hold the past. I'm the love you left in winter, like a ribbon in the snow. I'm the warmth you can't remember. frost line where our dreams began to break. Shadows on the clock face mark the choices you forsake. You buried every heartbeat under ledgers cold and vast. But I remain the spark, my dear, the flame you couldn't cast. Memory to memory, pulling through the glass. You cannot run the tenderness of all we never asked. I'm the love you left in winter, like a ribbon in the snow. I'm the warmth you can't remember, and the ache you'll always know. I'm the star you never followed. I'm the truth behind your mask. I'm the life you pushed away. Your love of Christmas past. You traded hearts for safety, but safety leaves you torn. You wrapped your soul in iron chains to keep from being worn. But darling, ghosts can guide you, and love can still be born. I'm the light you lost in winter, but I came to help you see. Every love you couldn't shelter still believes in who you'll be. I'm the lantern in your memory, and I'll hold you till the last. Turn around and face me now. Ooh. Your love of Christmas past. Past is love, past is past is in the past is in the past is in the past. Ooh. Love of Christmas past.
The final echo of the ghost of Christmas past fades, leaving the room in a soft, aching stillness. Her glow dims around the edges, not withdrawn, only stepping back. So the weight of the moment can settle. Scrooge does not speak. His gaze stays fixed on the place where the memory of Belle dissolved, as though the younger version of himself might still be seated beside her, with all the choices he wasn't brave enough to make. Regret moves through him slowly, not sharp, not sudden, but deep, like a truth that has waited many years for a quiet place to rise. He draws a trembling breath and exhales as though the air itself has thickened. Nearby, the observer feels the shift draw her inward. The room around Scrooge loosens its hold, and the memories he steps into unfold in her awareness as well. She does not stand within them, yet she senses their shapes. The loneliness of a boy at his desk, the warmth of a sister's embrace, the brightness of a joy long forgotten, and the final breaking of a promise he once held close. Each memory moves through her, as though carried on a quiet current, familiar in ways she cannot explain, tender in places she thought long closed. Scrooge's sorrow brushes against her own, and something she rarely lets rise comes gently to the surface. Inside, the ghost of Christmas past regards him calmly. She has shown him the lonely boy, the joyful apprentice, the moment love asked him to choose, and he chose fear instead. Her lesson lingers in the air, gentle, steady. The past is over, but the heart it shaped still remembers how to feel. Scrooge lowers his eyes for a moment. The harshness he carried into this night falls away. He seems younger, or older, not hardened, but human. His hand lifts slightly, as though he might reach for the life he once could have had. Then the gesture softens, becoming nothing more than a breath held too long. The observer feels the echo of that ache, a quiet resonance that moves through both of them, though they stand worlds apart. The ghost steps back into her pale light, her task nearly complete. She leaves him with clarity, with sorrow, and with the quiet truth that love was never lost, only set aside. Scrooge steadies himself, eyes unfocused, as though he is seeing two lives at once. The one he lived, and the one he turned away from. The room grows still again. Not empty, waiting. A warmth begins to rise in that quiet, different from the pale glow of the past. Gentler, steadier, alive. The next spirit is near.
The quiet left by the ghost of Christmas. Past settles into the room. No longer heavy, just open. As if the air makes space for something warmer to arrive, Scrooge remains in place, steadying himself in the dim glow of the candle. His breath has not quite returned to normal, and the memory of Belle's voice still softens the edge of his expression. Then the room begins to brighten. It happens gently. A warm glow rising from a corner untouched by candlelight, growing fuller, rounder, as though the heart of the room has begun to breathe again. The observer feels the warmth before she sees its source. It settles around her like a soft cloak, stirring something calm and steady inside her, in contrast to the sorrow she carried from the past. The glow expands, casting golden light across the floorboards, lifting the shadows in long, slow arcs. A figure takes shape within it, tall, grounded, carrying a warmth that seems to reach the cold corners of the room. Without effort, beside him, a second presence shimmers, softer, lighter, like radiance finding its own voice. Two threads of the same spirit, arriving together. Scrooge lifts his eyes toward the glow, his fear easing into something closer to wonder. The warmth reaches him, settling the tightness in his shoulders, loosening the breath he didn't realize he held. The observer senses the moment turning, a welcoming presence unfolding, inviting both of them nearer to the present moment than either has stood in a long time. The figure steps forward, the light deepening around him as he prepares to speak. And here, standing in the quiet that holds him, Scrooge meets the spirit who has come to show him the world he has forgotten.
Light upon the windows, glowing soft and thin. Every little heartbeat warms the world we're in. Snow drips on the lamplight, time slows where we stand. I'm the light of Christmas present, holding moments in my hand.
Slow down, breathe deep, let the quiet in. There's joy inside the smallest ordinary things again.
I'm the light that lives in laughter, I'm the hope in every now. I'm the peace you keep on missing when you furrow at the brow. I'm the glow inside the giving, I'm the truth your heart forgets. I'm the moment you've been losing. I'm the light of Christmas present.
Christmas present.
Look here, right now, nothing's out of place.
The miracle you're seeking always lived within your space.
I'm the light that lives in laughter. I'm the hope in every now. I'm the peace you keep on missing when you furrow at the brow. I'm the glow inside the giving. I'm the truth your heart forgets. I'm the moment you've been losing. I'm the light of Christmas present. The world is full of sorrow, but it's full of love as well. Some days feel like winter, but your heart can break the spell.
The smallest light can warm you when the nights grow deep and long. The present is a lantern, and the lantern is a song.
I'm the light you keep on doubting, but I'm shining all the same. I'm the breath you never notice. I'm the whisper of your name. I'm the glow that keeps you human when your soul begins to bend. I'm the gentle holy moment. I'm the light of Christmas present.
Here, right here, all you have is heaven's gift. Hold them now within your spirit. That's the light you always missed.
The glow of the ghost of Christmas present settles into the room. Warm as a hearth newly stirred, Scrooge stands within it, breath easing for the first time in the long night. The spirit lifts his hand, and the room around them shifts not abruptly, but with the gentle feeling of curtains parting to let in morning light. The observer feels the change as well. She does not step into the scene, yet it unfolds around her as though she belongs to its edges. A quiet warmth touches her in places she had grown used to keeping still. The Cratchit home forms around them, small, worn, alive with the kind of joy that does not depend on plenty. Voices rise and fall with an ease that comes from loving one another well. Scrooge watches Bob's family move through their simple meal with gratitude deeper than the table's offering. The spirit stands beside him, letting the softness of the moment speak for itself. The observer takes in the scene, Bob's gentle humor, the children's excitement, the tenderness in every small gesture. She feels the warmth of it settle into her chest like a memory she wishes she still carried. And then Tiny Tim's voice drifts through the room. Quiet, hopeful, steady. His fragility is unmistakable, yet his joy reaches everyone near him. It moves through Scrooge and through the observer, each in their own way. The spirit gives no lecture. He simply lets them witness how easily love gathers in a place with so little. The scene shifts again. Now they stand within Fred's home, a room full of laughter that rises without effort, brightening every face it touches. Scrooge listens to his nephew speak kindly of him, even in jest. Even after years of cold refusals, the observer feels that kindness as well. It reaches her unexpectedly, a reminder that some hearts choose gentleness even when it is not returned. Scrooge's expression softens. A small part of him leans toward the warmth he once dismissed. A small part of her leans with him. The present spirit remains close, letting the truth settle in its own time. Warmth still lives in the world, always has, and neither of them is beyond its reach. The scenes fade one by one, leaving behind a lingering heat that holds them steady in the quiet. Scrooge breathes in, the observer breathes with him, and somewhere in that softening quiet, a distant chill begins to rise. One that does not belong to the present moment. The warmth from from the present spirit has barely faded, when the room begins to change again. The air cools with intention, as though something old has stepped into the doorway and waits without moving. The ghost of Christmas yet does not speak. His silence is its own presence, immense still, patient enough to draw the candlelight inward. Scrooge feels the dread settle before he sees him. A heaviness gathers beneath his ribs, tightening with each breath as the shadows fold together and take form in the corner of the room. The observer senses the shift as well, a cold moving through her like a memory she hasn't finished facing. The ghost lifts an arm, slow, inevitable, and Scrooge steps toward the darkness because nothing else remains for him to do. The room dissolves, a street forms around them, empty of the warmth he once ignored. Conversations drift past, businessmen speaking of a death with no sorrow in their tone, a life ended and barely noted. Scrooge listens, the pit of his stomach tightening as he realizes the man they speak of was loved by no one. The ghost points onward. The world shifts again. Now they stand in a small, dim home. The Cratchit family gathers quietly around an empty stool, its stillness saying more than any voice could. Bob's face carries a sorrow so deep it quiets the room. Tiny Tim's crutch rests where his hand should be. Scrooge watches the grief move through them. The same family who found joy in want, now bowed beneath the loss they do not yet know how to bear. The observer feels the ache rise in her chest, reaching toward old wounds without landing directly on them. The ghost points again. The scene falls away. Scrooge stands now in a darker place, a room where a covered shape lies still, while strangers barter over curtains and blankets taken from the dead. Their voices carry no reverence, no hesitation, only profit. Scrooge recoils, fear tightening around his throat. The ghost points again and Scrooge follows, though his steps falter. A graveyard rises around them, quiet, cold, snow gathering in thin lines across the stones. A single headstone waits, unvisited, bare. The ghost lowers his shrouded hand beside the grave. Scrooge shakes his head first, slowly, as if he could deflect the truth with a gesture alone, then harder, breath-breaking, hands trembling. The observer feels the moment strike him and her with the same force. Their fear threads together, their grief rising in parallel. Scrooge falls to his knees, unable to deny what lies before him. This grave is his. The silence deepens, the ghost does not move. The world holds the weight of the truth he can no longer turn from. And here, in the hollow of the future he has shaped, Scrooge's heart breaks open.
Shadows sink around me, iron in my chest. Cold earth in the distance, calling me to rest. Footprints in the frost line lead where I forget. But future shows the truth, my dear, the truth of Christmas yet.
Echo after echo, every kindness I let die, every vow I never honored, every chance I let go by.
This is the truth of Christmas, yeah. A life that never learned to give, a name that no one whispers, and a heart that didn't man I fashion, cold and locked away, chasing after shadows that can never make me stay. Love I left behind me, light I chose to forget. Now all of them surround me in the truth of Christmas, yeah. Memory to memory, pulling me beneath. Every soul I should have lifted lies asleep beneath my feet. This is the truth of Christmas, yes. The world without the warmth I gave, a future carved in silence, and a legacy unbrave. The cold and lonely ending for a heart in its own debt. The mirror held before me, the truth of Christmas, yes.
Oh Spirit, don't forsake me. I see it now, I swear. The man I've been is dying, let another rise from there.
If mercy still can find me, if morning's light is set, let me change the story of this Christmas, yeah. This is the truth of Christmas, yeah. But truth can bend and truth can heal. The shadows show it's coming, so I change the way I feel. If love becomes my lantern and light becomes my dead, I'll write a different ending to the truth of Christmas, yeah.
Future holds the mirror, future lays the net, but hope can still deliver from the truth of Christmas, yeah.
The last image of the grave lingers, long after the ghost of Christmas yet withdraws into the dark. His presence dissolves without a sound, leaving Scrooge on his knees in the hollow space where the future had shown itself. The room reforms slowly around him. Familiar walls, the faint outline of furniture, the single candle still burning, though its flame has thinned to a fragile thread of light. Scrooge does not rise at first. His breath comes unevenly, as though each exhale must pass through the weight of all he has seen. His hands tremble against the floorboards, uncertain of whether they are holding him up or simply resting where he fell. The observer feels the moments settle through her as well, not as fear now, but as a deep, unguarded ache that reaches into places she had not touched for longer than she can remember. The truth has struck them both, each in their own way. Scrooge lifts his head. His face holds nothing of the man who walked the streets at dusk, bracing against a world he kept at arm's length. He looks undone, not broken, but opened, as though the tightness that once shielded him has finally given way. The quiet in the room grows thick, not oppressive, only honest, a stillness that waits to see what he will do now, that everything he avoided has been laid before him. He closes his eyes, and the memory of Tiny Tim's empty stool moves through him like a small, steady flame he cannot ignore. He sees his nephew's kindness, the Cratchit's grief, the emptiness of his own name spoken without love. The observer senses his sorrow shift, not fading, but turning, as though it is searching for a place to take root in something better. Scrooge presses a hand to his chest, feeling the ache he once buried rise and break and then settle, not as despair, but as a plea he's never spoken aloud. The room holds him there, in the quiet, in the heaviness, in the truth he can no longer turn away from, and then, from somewhere just beyond the edges of the moment, the first hint of light stirs, not memory, not warning, something new. The night does not lift, but it begins to loosen, and Scrooge, with the weight of his future still fresh upon him, finds himself ready, for the first time, to rise.
I saw my past and it was somber. I saw the now and it felt warm. I saw my future and it was over. A life that wasn't worth living for. I see my choices carve my hours. I see a man who couldn't be wrong. I see a boy who thought he lost his power, but it was never lost all along. Why couldn't I see the story that kept me locked in being scared? Why couldn't I see the glory of a life lived with love that's shared? I see the years I spent defending walls that never kept me safe. I see the warmth I kept refusing every time it touched my face. I see the hands I could have lifted, the hearts I might have held in time. I see the lights I could have kindled if I hadn't turned away from mine. Why did I cling to shadows when the world was filled with light? Why did I fear the mercy that was reaching through my night? This is the breaking of the man I was, the fall of all I thought I knew. This is the truth I never dared to face, the part of me I ran from too. If sorrow is the doorway, then let it open me at last. I would trade all that I have to leave this
The last swell of the morning chorus settles into the quiet, leaving Scrooge in a room warmed by a light that feels entirely new. The shadows of the night drift back, soften now, their sharpness eased by the grace that has taken their place. He stands for a moment in the glow, steadying himself, breathing as though life has returned to him from some distant place he thought was closed. The spirits are gone, their work complete, but the warmth they carried remains in the air like lingering traces of dawn. The observer rests in that same light. A release moves through her, gentle and sure, loosening something deep inside that had held her for far too long. The night that drew her into Scrooge's journey lets her go with the same quiet mercy that lifted him. Scrooge steps toward the window. Morning brightens the rooftops, gold along the chimneys, snow catching the first color of the day. This is the morning that waited for him, the one the night held at its edges until he was ready to see it. A quiet laugh escapes him. Surprised, unguarded, the observer feels the sound settle warmly into her chest, a reminder that joy can rise, even after long silence. He dresses quickly, hands steady, heart light, and steps into the street as though he belongs to the day, and the day belongs to him. The city stirs around him, bells ringing, children running through new snow, neighbors calling out greetings. Scrooge moves through it with a brightness that draws every eye at the Cratchit door. Bob freezes in astonishment, his face opening from disbelief into a grin that rises like sunlight spilling across the room. Then Fred's house, and Fred's joy bursts forth before Scrooge can speak a word. Laughter follows him wherever he goes, as though the morning itself has decided to celebrate his return. The observer watches joy gather around him with an ease she had nearly forgotten was possible. And in watching him step into his new day, she feels the light reach her too. Not borrowed, but shared. Something inside her settles, something inside her lifts. The thread that bound her to his night loosens without breaking, allowing her to step back into her own life with a steadiness she did not have before. The morning widens, voices fill the streets. Warmth moves through the world with the simple certainty of a day well begun. And for both of them, Scrooge and the observer, the morning breaks. A new day truly begins.
Light gathers slowly, finding every tear we shed. Morning breaks the shadows, lifting sorrow from the dead. Night taught us the meaning of the joy we're waking to. Spirit of the Christmas morning, let the light begin anew.
After the dark night of the soul, I rise from where I fell. Every chain I carried was a story I would tell, but sorrow shaped the hollow so joy could fill the space. Morning found the cracks in me and flooded me with grace.
Oh, I see it now.
The way the shadows taught me light became the ember
burning in the night.
This is the spirit of Christmas morning, hope rising out of pain, joy born from every sorrow, love pouring down like rain. Every tear remembered,
But morning brings forgiveness, and the past becomes a song. The love you thought was buried is the love that brought you through. The light that lives within you was always shining too.
See it glow again in every hand you choose to hold. See how mercy turns the broken into something bright and bold. This is the spirit of Christmas morning, a heart reborn in light, joy rising from the ashes, peace waking with the night. Every soul forgiven, every debt we could not pay. This is the spirit of Christmas morning, the dawn of Christmas Day. I walk the world in shadows, ford my chains by my own hand. But mercy leads the fallen to the place where morning stands. Let all the broken-hearted find the light they once misplaced. The spirit of the Christmas morning shines on every face. This is the spirit of Christmas morning, the love that breaks the night, joy rising like a promise, grace turning wrong to right. Every heart awakened, every soul a sacred flame. This is the spirit of Christmas morning, and nothing stays the same. Morning finds the weary, morning lifts the lost, morning brings the blessing of a grace that bears the cost.